It's funny, like we're always bombarded with new information, right? Articles, videos, podcasts, like it never ends.
It really doesn't.
So what if you could build like your own AI tailored specifically, to help you manage all that?
Well, that's what's so intriguing about this whole idea of like personal AGI. It's about kind of flipping the script.
Oh, okay.
Instead of us struggling to keep up with technology, we build technology that adapts to us.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're diving into today, right? We're looking at some notes from this podcast episode called Rozwoj,
Okay.
which is Polish for development,
Interesting.
and it's all about using programming and AI to create like this custom toolkit for personal growth.
Yeah, and it starts with this concept of a personal API.
Hmm.
It might sound intimidating, but think of it as your own set of commands that control your digital world.
So it's not about building an API for others to use. It's
right?
like creating a personalized control panel, like for your life.
Precisely. Instead of being limited by like the features of existing apps or platforms, you design your own.
Okay.
Imagine telling your AI, like, hey, summarize the key points from that research paper
Right.
and add them to my notes on Project X.
Okay, that's making it click for me. But what would that actually look like in practice?
Yeah.
It still feels a little like abstract.
Sure. Let's say you're constantly battling information overload.
Okay.
You could build a function that automatically summarizes articles,
Right.
extracts, key insights,
Mm.
and even cross-references them with your existing notes.
So it's not just about automating tasks. It's about adding like a layer of intelligence
Yes.
that helps me process information more effectively. I like where this is going.
Yeah, and the beauty is you can connect this API to an AI agent.
Okay.
Think of it like a supercharged Siri or Alexa,
Right.
but trained on your data and preferences.
Hold on. Trained on my Y data? Does that mean like my personal AGI would know everything about me?
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
You control what data it has access to.
Right.
Think of it as giving your AI like specific tools and permissions.
Okay.
You might give it access to your calendar and contacts to schedule meetings, but not like your browsing history.
Okay, that makes sense. So how do we actually build this thing? Do I need to become like a coding wizard overnight?
Not at all.
Hmm.
The source material highlights like a whole stack of tools,
Yeah.
but you don't need to master them all right away.
Right.
You can start with pre-built components
Okay.
and gradually add more as you learn.
So let's break it down then.
Sure.
What are like the essential building blocks?
Well, first you need like the brains of the operation, the large language models or LLMs.
Okay.
You've probably heard of ChatGPT, that's powered
Yeah.
by an LLM.
Yeah.
There are others out there too, like Claude or GPT-4.
So this is like the core AI that's going to be like making decisions and processing information.
Exactly.
But aren't those LLMs like super expensive to use?
Some can be,
Okay.
but there are also open source models.
Right.
And some even have free tiers you can experiment with. The source material dives into like the pros and cons of different options.
Okay, so we've got the brains. What else do we need?
Right.
The source material mentions hosting. What exactly does that mean?
Hosting is basically renting server space online.
Okay.
It's where your personal API and AI agent will live and operate.
Hmm.
Think of it as giving them a digital home.
Got it. And then there are databases. The source goes pretty deep on this.
Yeah.
But why are they so important for a personal AGI? Isn't the LLM doing all the thinking?
The LLM is great at processing information in the moment,
Yeah.
but it needs a database to store and retrieve information over time.
Hmm.
Think of it this way. Without a database, your AI would have the memory of a goldfish.
Ah, okay. So if I ask my AI to like summarize a meeting from last week,
Right.
it needs a database to actually remember that meeting happened.
Exactly. Databases are the AI's long-term memory, allowing it to learn from past interactions and build a deeper understanding of your needs and preferences.
Okay, so we've got the brains, the home, and the memory.
Right.
But what about like the really cool stuff? The superpowers.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really excited about.
That's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
The source highlights like a bunch of capabilities you can add.
Mm.
It mentions being able to search the web instantly,
Okay.
transcribe audio recordings in real time,
Wow.
even generate images based on your descriptions.
Well, wait a minute. Generate images? Like if I tell it to, like draw me a picture of a cat riding a unicorn through space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or imagine asking your AI to find you the best recipe for vegan lasagna, but it also needs to be gluten-free and under 30 minutes to cook.
All right, this is starting to sound like something out of a science fiction movie.
Right.
But seriously, how realistic is all this? Can I really build all that myself?
You absolutely can, and it's probably easier than you think. Remember, you don't need to start from scratch.
Right.
There are tools and libraries you can use to assemble these capabilities, like building blocks.
So I don't need to be like a coding genius to build this thing?
No, not at all.
That's a huge relief.
And you know what? The best way to learn is by doing. The source emphasizes that building your own AGI is the ultimate way to really understand how all this works.
So I shouldn't be afraid to just dive in and start experimenting?
Absolutely not. The beauty of this approach is that you're in control. You can start small, build gradually, and constantly learn and adapt along the way.
Okay, I'm starting to get really excited about this.
Me too.
But before we jump into building our own personal AGI,
Sure.
there's one more thing I'm curious about. The source mentions that staying up to date on the latest AI developments is crucial.
Right.
But isn't that like a recipe for information overload?
You're right, it can be. That's why it's important to be selective about your sources.
Okay.
The document recommends focusing on specific YouTube channels, experts on X, formerly Twitter, and newsletters known for their insightful analysis.
So it's about finding those like trusted voices in the AI space who
Yes.
can like cut through the noise and help me focus on what's truly important.
Exactly. And remember, building your own personal AGI is the best way to stay grounded in reality. You're not just consuming hype, you're getting your hands dirty and seeing what actually works.
I'm definitely starting to see the appeal of that.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got a solid understanding of the basic building blocks.
Okay.
In the next part, let's dive deeper into these superpowers
That's good.
and see how they can truly transform our lives.
Yeah, I can't wait to explore the possibilities.
I know, me too.
So, it's funny.
Yeah,
We talk about AI as this like futuristic concept,
right.
but we're already using it every day.
Yeah.
Think about like those personalized recommendations you get on Spotify or Netflix.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I never really thought of those as AI, but they are using my data to suggest, things I might like.
Exactly. And those are just basic examples.
Right.
Imagine taking that concept and applying it to like your entire digital life,
Okay.
your work, your hobbies, your learning.
Okay, that brings us back to those superpowers we were talking about.
Yes.
Let's dive into those a bit more.
Okay.
What are some of the most exciting capabilities that stood out to you from the source material?
Well, one that really caught my eye was real-time translation. Imagine traveling to a foreign country
Right.
and being able to have a conversation with anyone,
Right.
regardless of language barriers.
Wow, that would be incredible.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to travel more, but the language barrier always feels, intimidating.
Sure.
Like I don't even know where to start.
Well, that's the power of personal AGI.
Okay.
It can break down those barriers and
Yeah.
open up, new possibilities for you.
Okay. What about something more like practical,
Sure.
like for work? I'm a writer and I spend way too much time researching and organizing information.
Uh-huh.
Could a personal AGI help with that?
Absolutely. The source talks about building functions that can automatically extract key information from documents,
Okay.
summarize research papers,
Right.
and even generate reports based on your, like, specific needs.
So instead of spending hours digging through research papers,
Right.
I could just ask my AI to pull out the most relevant information.
Exactly.
That would be a game changer.
And it's not just about saving time.
Right.
It's about, like, enhancing your creativity and productivity. Imagine having an AI that can help you brainstorm ideas,
Okay.
generate different writing styles,
Yeah.
even proofread your work in real time.
That sounds almost too good to be true.
It does, doesn't it?
Is there a downside to all of this?
Yeah, sure.
What about the potential for AI to make mistakes?
Well, that's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And the source material acknowledges that. But remember, we're talking about building a personal AGI,
Yeah.
not relying on some all-knowing black box.
So I'm still in control.
You are.
It's not like the AI is going to take over my life or something.
Right, exactly. You're the architect of your own AI. You decide what data it has access to,
Okay.
what functions it can perform,
Right.
and ultimately how it integrates into your life.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot of exciting possibilities.
We have.
But how does this all tie back to the idea of personal growth? Roswoj.
Well, think about the areas where you want to improve or the challenges you're facing.
Okay.
Maybe you want to learn a new language,
Mhm.
become a better writer,
Yeah.
or simply manage your time more effectively.
Oh, I am definitely guilty of struggling with time management.
Well, imagine having an AI
Yeah.
that helps you analyze your daily activities,
Okay.
identify time-wasting habits,
Right. Yeah.
and even suggest personalized strategies for improvement.
That would be amazing. I'm already feeling more motivated just thinking about it.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
Personal AGI isn't just about building cool tech.
Right.
It's about using technology to become a better version of yourself.
You mentioned earlier that we're already using AI in our daily lives, but
Yes,
this feels different.
it does.
It feels like we're moving from being like passive consumers of technology
Mm.
to becoming like active creators.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
We're not just adapting to technology anymore. We're
Okay.
shaping it to fit our needs and goals. It's like
Right.
we're taking back control
Yeah.
of our digital lives.
That's a powerful thought.
It is.
And it makes me wonder, like, what are the implications of this shift?
Yeah.
What happens when, like, everyone has access to the power of personal AGI?
That's a fascinating question.
Yeah.
And I think it's one we'll be grappling with for years to come.
Right.
The source material touches on this briefly, highlighting the potential for both incredible progress and, unforeseen challenges.
Yeah, like on the one hand, it feels like personal AGI could unlock a whole new level of human potential.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, there's that fear of the unknown of
Yeah.
things, like moving too fast.
It's true.
You know?
It's a
And
lot to consider.
yeah, earlier we were joking about a personal AI being like Jarvis from Iron Man.
Right.
But the more we talk about this, the less it feels like science fiction. And the
Yeah.
more it feels like something we could actually achieve.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
We're not just talking about theoretical concepts here.
Right.
We're talking about practical tools and techniques
Yeah.
that you can start using today to build your own personal AGI.
Speaking of practical tools,
Yes,
the source material mentions something called Cursor.
it did.
Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Sure. Cursor is a coding tool that's specifically designed to work with AI.
Okay.
It's like having a coding buddy who can help you write better code faster.
So it's not just about writing code.
Right.
It's about having an AI that like understands your code
Yes.
and can offer suggestions and insights.
Precisely. Imagine being stuck on a coding problem
Mm.
and being able to ask your AI, hey, what's the best way to implement this feature?
Mm-hmm.
Or how can I optimize this code for performance?
That would be incredible.
It would.
It would be like having a personal coding tutor right there in your editor.
And the best part is, Cursor is just one example.
Okay.
There are like a ton of other tools and platforms emerging that make it easier than ever to build and interact with AI.
Yeah,
We'll be sure to include links to all these resources in the show notes.
that's awesome. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we have.
We've talked about the exciting capabilities of personal AGI,
Yes.
the tools and techniques for building it,
Mm-hmm.
and even some of the like potential implications for the future. What's like the key takeaway you want listeners to walk away with?
I think the most important message is this. Building your own personal AGI isn't just for, tech wizards or AI experts.
Right.
It's something anyone can do.
Yeah.
And it has the potential to truly transform your life.
That's a powerful message.
It is.
It feels like we're on the cusp of something truly revolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
And I, for one, am incredibly excited to see where this journey takes us.
Me too. And I can't wait to see what incredible things our listeners create with the power of personal AGI.
It feels like we've only just scratched the surface
Yeah.
of what's possible with personal AGI.
Right.
We've talked about some pretty mind-blowing applications, but
Yeah.
I bet there are tons of things we haven't even considered yet.
I think you're right, yeah.
What do you think?
I think that's the beauty of this whole concept, We're really just at the beginning of exploring the potential of personal AI.
Right?
As more people start building their own AGIs, we're going to see an explosion
Oh, yeah.
of creativity and innovation.
It's almost like giving everyone superpowers,
Yeah.
Suddenly, like, we're not limited by our own abilities or
Yeah.
the constraints of existing technology.
And the best part is that everyone's personal AGI will be unique, reflecting their individual needs, goals, and values.
So it's not about creating some, like, one-size-fits-all super intelligence.
Right.
It's about empowering individuals
Yes.
to create AI that enhances their own unique strengths and talents.
Precisely. It's about personalization at its finest.
Okay.
Imagine a world where technology seamlessly adapts to each person,
Yeah.
helping them achieve their full potential.
That sounds like a pretty amazing future.
It really does.
But I have to admit, I'm still a little bit intimidated by the idea of
Certainly.
actually building my own AGI.
I understand that feeling.
Yeah.
But remember, you don't need to be a coding expert to get started.
Right.
There are tons of resources available to help you.
Oh, okay.
And you can start small and build gradually.
It's that idea of Roswood, right?
Yes.
Continual development and growth.
Exactly.
It's not about reaching some like end goal. It's about embracing the journey of learning and experimentation.
Exactly. And the source material does a great job of highlighting that. It's
Yeah.
not just like a technical guide.
Right.
It's an invitation to explore, to try new things, and to push the boundaries of what's possible.
You know, we've talked a lot about the technical aspects of personal AGI, but I think there's also like a really important philosophical side to this, you know?
I agree.
It's about redefining our relationship with technology.
I completely agree. For so long, technology has felt like something external to us.
Yeah.
Something we have to adapt to.
Like we're at its mercy almost.
Right. But personal AGI flips that script.
Okay.
It's about bringing technology into alignment with our own values and aspirations.
It's almost like technology is becoming an extension of ourselves, an amplification of our own capabilities.
And I think that's what makes it so exciting. You know?
Yeah.
It's not just about building cool tech.
Right.
It's about building a better future.
Yeah.
A future where technology serves humanity, not the other way around.
That's a beautiful thought.
It is, isn't it?
And it makes me think that this isn't just a conversation about technology.
Right.
It's a conversation about what it means to be human in the age of AI.
And I think that's the most important conversation we can be having right now.
Yeah.
Because the choices we make today will shape the future of AI and ultimately the future of humanity itself.
Well said.
Thank you.
This has been a truly like mind-expanding deep dive.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for your insights and expertise.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Any final words of wisdom for our listeners before we wrap up?
You know, if you're feeling inspired by the possibilities of personal AGI,
Yeah.
don't let fear or intimidation hold you back.
Right.
Take that first step. Explore the resources in the show notes
Yeah.
and start building the AI of your dreams.
Great advice. And remember, this is just the beginning of the journey.
Exactly.
As you learn and experiment, you'll discover new possibilities and unlock even greater potential.
You will.
So embrace the challenge.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Have fun.
And let's create a future where AI empowers us all.
Absolutely.
This has been The Deep Dive.
Thank you for listening.
We'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration of knowledge and ideas